Hello and welcome to my team associated RC18T2 rebuild/restoration. If you guys saw my last video, I basically did up the suspension and all the outward running gear, drive shafts and stuff, and the hubs, getting them all cleaned up and whatnot. So I believe most of the mechanical stuff is pretty much done now. So I started figuring out how to position the servo, since I do not have the original servo and I also do not have the original servo mount. Now I believe this servo is a bit bigger than the original one, so I just wasn't sure how I was going to mount it. And as you can see, I've started to work on that. This isn't really the best solution so far. As you can see, when I go one way, it tries to lift up the servo. Hopefully that's coming through in the video. To keep it from doing that, is I just put a screw here through the old antenna hole. And when I tighten this down, like this, it does keep the servo from popping up on that side, as you can see. The only other problem is the servo can slide backwards. So I think I'll drill a little hole, install this little bracket to go behind the servo, and that should keep it right in place. Also, I'm going to try and clean up all of this sticky residue on the body here. As you can see, it's just covered in tape residue, stickiness everywhere. We'll try and get that cleaned up too. Let's just get started. Hopefully that hole will be in the right location. It'd be nice. Alright, so I think that should keep it from sliding back. Seems to be held in there fairly secure now. Alright, so that's good. I was really wondering how I was going to get my servo mounted, but that seems to be taken care of now. Let's get a start on the body here. Probably going to have to let the glue gun sit for a few minutes for it to have a good effect. Alright, I'll be back after this has had a few minutes to sit. Alright, so it's been sitting on there for a few minutes. Let's wipe it down and see how much of this crap comes off. Well, it is coming off, but not nearly as much as I was hoping. I guess I need to spray more of this stuff on there. So I was able to get most of the sticky residue off. As you can see, there are a few places where the paint has come off on the underside, but the vast majority of the sticky residue is gone now. Could miss a little back here, but that's not really so important. So that came out fairly well. So there's really not actually too much to do on here. Just need to get speed controller installed along with the receiver. And I guess that's everything. I don't really see anything else that needs to be done. Awesome! Alright, so I guess I wasn't quite done. There seems to be a problem with the speed controller or motor, giving me some cogging issues. Let me just plug this in and show you guys what's happening. Oh, of course, now it's gonna do it without cogging, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Going into reverse. As you can see, it's not doing it. Didn't want to do it right away. Alright, well, it seems to be acting a lot better than when I just tried it for a few minutes before. However, I still don't really trust it. So I do have another motor. This one is a 4500 kV motor and another speed controller. This one is a Trackstar. This one is also a Trackstar too. This one is rated for a little bit more though. This is a 30 amp one. Alright, I'm going to need to pry up speed controller. Fortunately, I don't have any more double-sided tape, so I'm going to have to use some of that double-sided foam, which isn't quite as good. Alright, I figured I'll test that motor with the speed controller just to see if it works a little bit better, and then I can then I can just use that. Although I'm not sure if it'll fit in here very well. Well, it should fit. I don't know why I took the battery out. Alright, let's see if this handles it better. Or not at all. Alright, so I've got to calibrate this. Let's see if I can remember how to do it. Alright, well I seem to have got it set. And it seems to not have any sort of issue starting. Absolutely zero clogging issue, so there may be a problem with my old Trackstar speed controller here, so I'm just going to stick with this motor and attach this speed controller in there, and that's what we're going to go with for our setup. How can I get this in there well? Will that fit in there good? Well, there's really not much clearance. Well, hopefully this will stick well enough to the bottom of the chassis. Although I kind of have a feeling that it might not. Come on, there we go. Well, actually, I think that'll be good. Alright, so we've got the new Trackstar speed controller installed. Doesn't seem to have any clogging issues, so that's good. Alright, so the next video of this, we'll be running it for the first time in at least 4 or 5 years. If you have any comments or suggestions, make sure to leave them below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.